Hi, I'm Cindy Abbott Letro for Behind the Camera, and today we're talking with Aaron Daniel Annis, who will be known from now on as AD.
That's right.
He goes by AD, and he is the director of the TFA program here at Buffalo State College, and that's television, film, and...
It's television and film arts.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
television and film arts. This program has been around for a while and has been very successful.
It has it's a different type of program because it's a select program. So we have people apply separately to the program once accepted to Buffalo State. And we accept about 15 students a year. And those students come in, they already know what they're passionate about, and we focus them in that passion for their full time here. So we're a hybrid program. We mix the communication department, the English department, and the theater department to pull together to make this program that trains great storytellers.
In fact, we had a chance to talk to a few of them about what their aspirations are, what they thought they might want to do, and we'll take a listen. Did you first get interested in doing this?
My junior year of high school, I decided instead of going into animation, I wanted to go into filmmaking. So it was a changeover, and it's still the storytelling aspect that I really love.
And what has been great about being at Buff State?
I love the hands-on aspect, especially with the television and film arts major. We are a smaller class of 15 students, and we all really get to know each other and bond.
Tell me a little bit about what you want to do with the television and film major that you're involved in.
Okay. Well, I started as an actor, and I've been acting for about 8 years or so, but I started to realize that theater wasn't really the niche that I wanted to go into, and I started to get inspired by big-time directors like J.J. Abrams, things like that. I saw that he was directing some movies that were part of my childhood, like Star Wars, and then they revamped it and he was directing it, and that really inspired me to be a director, especially with the acting background that I have. I feel pretty confident in my ability to work with actors. Actually, Alexis and I just shot a movie last weekend, and so directing and producing something that is my vision is something that I really want to go into.
Brayton, tell me a little bit about why you're in this program.
Well, I've loved making movies since I was like 7 years old, so this really kind of ended up being the best opportunity for film school, in my opinion, from all the places I looked, because you get your hands on camera so early, and the program is structured so that you get a taste of every part of the film industry to find out what you really enjoy, maybe what you don't enjoy so much, and what kind of niche you fit in.
You know, the kids all want to do different things. Sometimes that changes from the moment they come in to the end of the program, I would think.
It sure does. A lot of times while they're in the process of learning, they find that they're very passionate about a specific thing, and our hopes are that by the end of their time here, they'll find what that passion is and be able to focus on that passion. However, our focus for the program is storytelling. And so even though we teach you the craft of filmmaking and the technique of filmmaking and the theory of the technical side, we want you to be a great storyteller. And we believe that if you can be a great storyteller, it doesn't matter the medium, you'll be successful in the narrative field. We focus on narrative stories. So
Has it always had that focus?
always. You know, it's Tom Fontana, Buffalonian. He came back to Buffalo years ago, and he had written a play which our students adapted about Jack London. And they put that up on stage in the theater department. The communication department came together, and they also filmed the production. And Tom Fontana says that who he is now, he owes a lot to the departments of communication, theater, and English at Buffalo State. So when he said that, this idea was sparked. What if we had a program that made more Tom Fontanas? And that's how television film art started.
When you think about it, storytelling is really the way to engage someone. It's the way to, to do so many different things.
Right.
And it's such a part of so many things we do in our life.
Right, yeah, most people in our program do want to go into film or television, but the truth is if you can tell a good story, you're well on your way to many different careers, even if it's not in the entertainment industry.
Well, it's funny, I was reading a little bit about you, and you sort of switched gears. You were a performer, an actor, had a pretty good career going there, and now look at you. You're a teacher, a professor.
I started out on the stage, and I trained as an actor. I performed for about 10 years, and I fell in love with my wife in a show. We met in a show, had a showmance. And after the show, when we decided that we wanted to stay together, I thought, well, I always move as an actor all the time. So what can I do where I'm not always moving from town to town? Well, at the time I thought that was film, which is not true. So I went back to school for film and eventually became an editor in television and film in Chicago and California. California and love helping people. And that's how I became a teacher. As a professor, I'm a coach, and I love coaching and helping others tell great stories.
Well, it's an interesting time in these students' lives. I would think that you see, you're there as a guide,
Right.
but it's a really important time.
It is. They grow so much. It's the time when they learn how to be an adult after always knowing that someone would be there to tell them everything they need to do, right? And so I always tell the students that it's a time that they learn the gray. They've always had black and whites, and now they're stepping into the gray. What is in between the black and whites? How do I navigate the gray? And I love helping students learn to be confident enough to navigate the gray, which is what they're doing as they become adults.
This is a very small group of kids that come in. I would think that they truly sort of bond and really, in a way, work independently, but also work as a unit.
They're a family. They come in and because they are a select group, you're right, they're together for the full time they're here, and they feel super connected to each other. So I think this is great because in the future, in our business, in the entertainment industry, we really rely on networking and the networks we have. And I know that still students that graduated 10 years ago will reach out to other students that were part of that family and use those networks in the professional world. So it carries on.
What do you think about having this program at this time in our community, in which there seem to be a lot more opportunities, a lot more films are coming here, with the Film Commission, we're promoting it, we
Right.
want this to be a full-time business in this community.
I have to confess that I knew nothing of Buffalo 5 years ago. I was living in Southern California, and I used to take students to the Sundance Film Festival, and I was at Sundance, and this woman beside me was from New York City, and we were talking, and she said, "You should move to Buffalo." And I said, "What?" She said, "Everything's happening in Buffalo. People are moving there from New York City. There's so much happening because of new film credits and the way and the architecture. So many places are coming in." So I looked it up when I got home, and I read an article from the New York Times that talked about film moving into Buffalo and films coming to Buffalo. And so I spoke to my wife and I said, "Listen, let's go to Buffalo. I hear the people are great, and they've got stuff happening. And since I've moved here, it's blown up. We have so many films coming in. Our students are regularly PAing
Well, that's what I was going to
films.
ask you. What kind of opportunities does it afford your students?
So much. Our students get almost every summer. Our students are working as production assistants or PAs on major motion pictures that are coming to town. The film office, Tim and Rich are wonderful with our students. So they get to work on films that are professional, get professional credits as internships, and then they carry that knowledge to the films they do for their assignments the following year, and they already have a relationship with the film office. So when they want to do bigger projects as they graduate, they already understand how it's done here in Buffalo.
What do this is an exciting time, as I said, but there's also sort of that sobering side that sometimes it takes a long time to really accomplish what you need to accomplish. How do you balance it with these kids?
Yeah, well, we tell the students that it's not the easiest industry to be in, but we also tell them that there are many jobs in what we do. And because there's so many jobs in what we do, if they're willing to go to where the work is, then they'll be able to work, right? And thankfully, so much is coming into Buffalo that they're able to build their resumes here in Buffalo with these credits, professional credits, that I have students that'll travel and they'll go out to Atlanta or California, shoot a feature film, then they'll get another gig here in Buffalo and come back to Buffalo and work here. So we tell them that it's challenging, but we also tell them that it's a career, and there are plenty of jobs. You just have to be willing to follow those jobs. And most importantly, to get the experience you need to get the jobs, which you can do here in Buffalo and you cannot do in many other cities because we have so much coming here in Buffalo.
Well, it's great. It's a wonderful program, and we're lucky that we've had people that have gone on to great success like Tom Fontana, and lucky that we get transplants from California like yourself to come here and work at Buff State. And actually, Buffalo State College now is where the Film Commission is located on the campus now, so that it's a nice synergy that we
wonderful.
have. That's great. Well, congratulations. Thanks for talking to us, and I hope that all of the kids in your class have much, much success.
Thanks so much for having me.
And we'll see you next time on Behind the Camera.